Oh, doggy, I tell you what a beautiful clutch. This is actually a chocolate spinner lesser. What a beautiful snake that is right there. Of course, a beautiful clutch of eggs. I live for breeding snakes and getting eggs, and that's the whole thing. Why do I breed snakes? But before we get into that, what do you say we set up an egg box and get this clutch pulled? And by the way, this is the male it was bred to. This is actually a banana super chocolate. Woohoo! That is one beautiful snake. So everything in this clutch is going to be chocolate, and there's going to be all kinds of different banana stuff, lesser stuff, spider stuff, pinstripe stuff, all kinds of cool things. Let's go ahead and get these eggs. I tell you what, this girl produced some really beautiful babies last year. So when she ovulated, I was super excited. And the fact that we're able to breed her to that banana super chocolate is even better. I mean, just look at that animal altogether. Again, she's chocolate, she's lesser, she's spider, and she's pinstripe. Then she's bred to that banana super chocolate. Oh my gosh, look at these eggs here. They look good. Looks like one little tiny slug. And if you notice the last few clutches that we've had, I think 4 or 5 clutches, there's been no slugs. So the fertility has definitely improved. Now these are a little bit dimpled, and that just means that they've dried out just a little bit. And one of the reasons that might have been is you notice she wasn't coiled super tightly around them, right? And that tight coil is what basically retains all of the humidity with these eggs. I'm going to actually candle these eggs too, just because they're a little bit loose, and I want to make 100% sure that the embryo is up on that top. Remember, they actually form an air bubble on the top, and they breathe through that air bubble. So we don't want that air bubble to be on the bottom, because of course that little baby embryo snake can drown. But Mama, you did so good. We'll get her all cleaned up. We'll get her cage cleaned up. We ended up having 2, 4, 6, 7 beautiful eggs and 1 slug. Not bad. Let's candle these eggs up and get on with it. Hit the lights. And again, what I'm doing is I'm just looking for that air bubble and the little tiny baby snake and putting it at the top of the egg itself. Again, these are a little bit desiccated, which makes finding the embryo a little bit harder. And that's just, again, because she didn't actually coil the entire clutch. But all in all, it looks like we didn't have too many spins. Just got little tiny spots where it's out, but for the most part, she's looking pretty good. So for those of you who are counting, that's 14 clutches down. We have a lot to go. I am super excited about it. And yeah, this is part of the Barney Ball project. That didn't turn out the way I really wanted to, but hey, it's still part of the Barney Ball project. And I tell you what, I have just my entire life loved breeding snakes. And of course, as a snake breeder, what do you want to see? You want to see snakes breeding, and then ultimately you want to see eggs, because that is really the true success of breeding. And of course, this is just a beautiful corn snake that is het for snow. The snow is albino and aneurystic, and basically this is the daddy right here, just kind of a white pinkish snake with pink eyes. Again, it's aneurystic and albino, so it's a double recessive, basically pulling the red out and pulling the black out, making kind of that white snake. And this, of course, is a double het for both of those. Has just a small clutch of eggs right here. I'm actually going to pull these 2 eggs out really quick and put them right here, just because I know as I'm pulling these eggs out, she's going to probably flop them around. So I'm going to pull these out here too. Come on, Mama. Let me go. Come on, baby girl. So let's go ahead and get these out. The good news is this is the 2nd clutch of the year for colubrids, and they're all fertile. Again, not a very big clutch. Look at how good she looks, though. The thing is that as a colubrid lays a larger clutch, it expends more energy, and it's harder for her to rebound to potentially produce a 2nd clutch, because again, colubrids will produce 2 clutches per year. So this girl looks great. She'll probably eat in the next few days and get ready to breed again, and I have no doubt that she's going to actually produce a 2nd clutch. We'll clean her cage up, get her all ready to go, and get her cycled for the next breeding. And then we've got 2, 4, 6, 8 beautiful eggs. Now again, breeding a snow to a double het, you basically end up getting 1 in 4 odds on all of the things. So we can produce snows, we can produce albinos, we can produce blacks, and of course we can produce double hets, and they'll all be het for snow because the dad was a snow. So that's pretty cool. Hey, I love the fact that we are getting more eggs, and that brings me back to that question, why do I love breeding snakes so much? We need you to join the reptile army, because we need soldiers to go out there and actually spread the word about how amazing reptiles are to your local people, to the state, to the community, and to the nation, and even to the world. So right now, you need to join the reptile army. You can do that by going to reptilearmy.com, pick your cool piece of merch, and then talk to other people about how amazing these animals are. We need you, so go ahead and enlist in the reptile army. And you have to remember that I started breeding snakes when I was 15 years old, so my whole life has been breeding snakes, and it's so exciting. And although that's the only clutch of Kluber eggs we have this Mexican black king snake. Look at how gorgeous this mama is. She's in her nest box right here, and this is just damp sphagnum moss, so it just basically simulates what them laying in the base of a tree or rotting roots or something on that line. So this girl is due to lay any day now, and it's just so exciting to come down every single day and start opening up the boxes. Of course, these are our lay tags that tell us when we're actually expecting the eggs. Again, this mosaic cow king isn't in her nest box yet, but you can see how loaded up with eggs she is. I mean, look at this girl right here. Of course, that's a designer polygenic California king snake, and what we do is we'll always leave the shed skin in here just so we understand that that actually is needing a nest box and so on like that. And then take a look at this. This here is actually a lavender that is het for snow, bred to a lavender snow cow, and look at how spreads. You can almost see the eggs through the skin. It's absolutely ridiculous, and these girls should all be laying here in the next couple days. And like I said, you know, since I was a kid, this is what I've done. So this time of the year right now is what I've always been the most excited about, because you know, you work all year to produce these snakes, and you know, you take care of them, you clean them, you feed them, you condition them for breeding, and then now you get the fruits of your labor, and that's snake eggs.
Stop, it's embarrassing. I just don't understand why we put the world's biggest, heaviest bin on this thing in the dumbest room possible. Okay. This is why we need Mike. Okay. Oh, you know what I just thought about? For real though? Night Fury doesn't even need this big bin. Oh my god. Now I broke it. No. I think I broke it. Okay, we're just gonna leave that. Get a different bin. We're good now. Good to go. Step over this. Night Fury shut out. I guess Brian asked me to do this. Here we go.
Nick, did you break my bin? You know, there's one thing in this shop that I love more than anything, and it's my bin.
Okay, well, first off, the bin is at the highest part in this whole place, and it's huge. Secondly, the bin was already broken.
It wasn't broken yesterday.
It's broken now.
He broke my bin. I've had that bin since I was. I used to have my crib in that bin.
I believe it.
My crib was in that bin.
It's fine. I quit.
My mom bought that.
I quit, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. No, you can't quit. You can't quit. It's not allowed. Yes, I went through. And we had one clutch right here. It was actually this female right here, which, by the way, I need dots and I need an egg book and stuff like that.
Then go get it.
It's your Kluber.
You want to do the job. Do the job.
I pulled the eggs because the people down below said to pull. No, I should pull the eggs.
No, that's not what they said. I actually read the comments on that one, and that's not what they said.
Well, then you should have got here early. I was here early. What did I do wrong? What are you looking at me like I did something wrong?
Yeah, you did do something wrong.
What did I do?
You know what? Finish the job. Go spot clean through everything, mark everything.
No,
if you're
no.
doing the job, do the job. The whole job.
No, you don't understand. I pull eggs.
No, I do understand.
If
you're gonna do the job, you're doing the whole job.
Okay.
So now you get to spot clean all this.
Oh, yeah. Lori, I'm busy.
No.
I've got things to do.
I'm busy too.
I'm filming.
You did that.
I gotta go.
Finish the job.
Again, it's almost like you're on a little treasure hunt, right? Every time you open up the cage, you don't know. Now, unfortunately, I see that this snake is out of its egg box here. So this is actually an apricot Pueblan milk snake, and absolutely gorgeous. I'm just gonna take a peek just to make sure she hasn't laid. Nope, she hasn't laid, so she's definitely ready to go. I mean, I could tell she's kind of still swollen up, but every time you open up that tub, just like this right here, you don't know. Are you gonna see eggs? Oh, nope, the female, but look at how big. See right here, that distension in her body? That's all of the eggs. And again, it's just so exciting to be able to open up a box and not know if you see those pearly whites. It's been driving me my whole life. And you know what? It doesn't get old. No matter how many clutches, and I have produced tens of thousands of clutches of snake eggs, I never get sick of it. I never get sick of that kind of looking. I can see the tail is kind of up right here. I don't know if she's laying, so I'm just gonna kind of slowly, she's coming up. This is actually a Brooks King snake right here. And oh my God, she's a beauty. And again, she's gonna lay any day. It looks like we only got one clutch of snake eggs today, but man, I tell you what, I love breeding snakes. You know, whether it's breeding ball pythons, spotted pythons, colubrid snakes, you know, it's always exciting. But one of the things I get the most excited about is stuff like the rainbow boas. This is actually a leucistic Colombian rainbow boa right here, and this is our boy that's done a lot of breeding this year. And then this girl here is actually a het leucistic, and you can see she is loaded up. Now, what's cool about the boas, as well as the skinks, of course, is that you have live young, right? So one day I'm going to come down here, I'm going to open up this tub, and instead of finding a clutch of eggs that's super exciting, I actually will find a bunch of little babies, and some of them will be white babies, and some of them will be het for white babies. That is pretty darn exciting. I just get excited about breeding all reptiles. I mean, they are all unique in their own way. And this girl is actually due to lay eggs literally any day now, and of course a lot of ball pythons are due over the next couple weeks. It's going to be exciting, and the fact is that I love breeding snakes just because I love everything about it. You know, it's that I've done my entire life. The science behind it, the life behind it, the fact that you know that all the work that you're putting into it ultimately results in a bunch of living animals, and that you get to see those animals hatch out of eggs, take their first breath, be the first thing that they see. I mean, it is an incredible thing. I used to breed snakes for a living. That's what paid my bills. Now, over the last several years, I don't even take a paycheck. Laura doesn't even take a paycheck from BHB. We do it just because we love it, and we're so passionate about it, and we know that we can grow other people into loving reptiles, and that's why I continue to breed snakes. Even though it's not my really income anymore, I still love every absolute part of it, and I think it's just so wonderful. So I can't imagine a day when I'm not breeding snakes. I hope I'm 95 years old and still hatching a cool ball python, or hatching a cool corn snake, or producing a clutch of boas, because that will mean that I've had an amazing life. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, here's a playlist of breeding snakes, you know, eggs and all that other stuff. On this side, you can subscribe to this channel. I really do appreciate it. Have an absolutely wonderful day, Reptile Army. Remember, be kind to somebody, and I promise I'll see you tomorrow.